My dear students, good morning. This is Deepak and today I shall be taking up the poem A Tiger in the Zoo that is written by Leslie Norris. Okay, my dear students, while I was taking online classes, I have already explained the entire poem. Today, I shall be discussing with you some of the extract based questions and some short answer type questions and one or two long answer type questions. Right, dear? So, I request all of you to listen to this audio content carefully. So, let's start. First, extract based questions. Read the following extracts carefully and answer the questions that follow. Number 1. He stalks in his vivid stripes the few steps of his cage on pads of velvet quiet in his quiet rage. A. Why the tiger could walk only a few steps? Answer. The tiger could walk only a few steps because he was locked in a very small cage. B. How does the tiger move in the cage? Answer. In the cage, the tiger moves very slowly and quietly in a threatening way. C. What are the two qualities of the animal under reference? Answer. Two qualities of a tiger are the vivid stripes on his body and his soft velvet pads. D. Why is he in quiet rage? He is in quiet rage as he is locked and his freedom has been curtailed. Thus, he is unable to show his anger and ferocity. Question number 2. He should be snarling around houses at the jungle's edge, baring his white fangs, his claws, terrorizing the village. Questions. A. What does the poet try to suggest through these lines? Answer. The poet is trying to suggest that the tiger should be allowed to live in his natural habitat. B. How does the tiger scare the people? Answer. The tiger scares the people by growling at them and showing his teeth and claws. C. Why does he snarl? Answer. He snarls to show his anger and helplessness. D. How does he show his presence? Answer. He shows his presence by baring his white teeth and claws. Question number 3. But he is locked in a concrete cell, his strength behind bars, stalking the length of his cage, ignoring visitors. Questions. A. What does the phrase, his strength behind the bar, suggest? Answer. It means that he is helpless as he is locked in a cage. B. Why does the tiger ignore the visitors? Answer. The tiger ignores the visitors because he considers them devoid of feelings as none of them tries to help him out of the prison. C. What is the tiger doing in the cage? Answer. The tiger is moving slowly and quietly along the length of the cage. D. What does the expression stalking the length of the cage imply? Answer. It implies walking to and fro in the length of the cage in helplessness. My dear students, now let me discuss some short answer type questions. 2 marks each. Question number 1. Leslie Norris has described some of the activities of a tiger behind the bars of its cage. Write them. Answer. Some of the activities of the tiger behind the bars of its cage include stalking along the length of the cage, ignoring visitors, hearing patrolling cars, and staring at the brilliant stars shining in the sky. Question number 2. How does the tiger make his presence felt in the village? Answer. The tiger makes his presence felt by snarling around houses at the jungle's edge and by showing his white fangs and claws. Question number 3. How does a tiger create terror for the villagers? Answer. The tiger creates terror for the villagers by snarling around their houses as they are situated near the jungle. He frightens them by showing his white fangs and claws. Question number 4. Why does the tiger express his rage quietly? Answer. The tiger expresses his rage quietly because there is nothing he can do from behind the bars of his cage. He is helpless as his strength now lies inside the cage. He is no longer free as he was in the jungle. Question number 5. Why should the tiger snarl around houses at the edge of the forest? Answer. The tiger should snarl around houses at the edge of the forest because of the following reasons. Firstly, the villagers will not disturb the peace of the forest. Secondly, they will not kill the animals for money or just for fun. Question number 6. Why do you think the tiger looks at the stars? Answer. The tiger feels very helpless in the cage. He stares with hope at the brilliant stars shining in the sky. He hopes for the day when he would be able to run free in the wild. The brilliant stars thus provides him with some sort of comfort. Question number 7. What is the tiger doing? Why is he ignoring the visitors? Answer. The tiger is slowly and quietly moving along the length of the cage in a threatening manner. He is ignoring the visitors because he considers them devoid of any feelings. None of them thinks of releasing him from his prison. Thus, he stops taking any notice of them. Question number 8. Where should the tiger have been according to the poet? Answer. The poet thinks that the tiger should have been in the jungle, lurking in the shadow of long grass to prey on the deer near the water hole. He should also be on the outskirts of the jungle, snarling around houses and terrifying villagers. Question number 9. What does the poet convey through the poem, A Tiger in the Zoo? The poet tries to expose the miserable life led by the animals in the zoo. He compares the life of the tiger in the zoo with its life at a natural habitat. The animals have the right to freedom and should not be caged. They should be allowed to run free in the wild. My dear students, now let me discuss some of the long answer type questions, 8 marks each. Question number 1. Love for freedom is the natural instinct of every living being. Comment. Answer. It is rightly said that love for freedom is the natural instinct of every living being. Everyone loves freedom and hence does not want to live in confinement. Similarly, the tiger also longed for freedom. He was so fed up being caged that he even ignored the visitors. He took to and fro steps in the cage as if trying to while away the time. The tiger wanted to escape this captivity. God has made all living beings equally, and thus the animals too have the right to freedom. They should not be caged. It is their right to enjoy their natural habitat, that is, the forest, and run freely in the wild. We should thus respect their freedom and should not put them in the zoo. Question number 2. Is it right to confine wild animals into the cages? Why or why not? Answer. Wild animals are meant to live in the wild. They are not meant to be caged and displayed in the zoos. We all know that the majestic species of tiger is on the verge of extinction. There used to be a time when they used to roam proudly and freely in the jungle. They are not meant to live a life in confinement. They also have the right to freedom like all other living beings. Confinement leads to depression and misery. Moreover, their offsprings lose the hunting capabilities as they are not trained to hunt in the wild. As a result, they would not be able to feed themselves. Furthermore, confining wild animals disturbs the whole ecological balance. We should thus let the animals run freely in the wild. They belong to the forest and not to the cage. My dear students, I again request all of you to listen to this content, and if you have any problem, please convey the same to me. Thank you very much.